So today I'm just gonna unbox these Return to New York Turtles because I used my box set. So from the 4-pack, I use that for my customs because they're 3 years old, they're all dinged up, whatever. So I figured that those would be the best option to use for my customs. And this set here, I need a set of the Return to New York Turtles on my shelf, so we're gonna crack these open. Plus these have accessories that aren't in the original release of the 4-pack. So I wanna crack these open finally, so I can get these turtles on my shelf again. Let's talk turtles. Like, what is my history with the Ninja Turtles? So I'm 40 years old. I'm gonna be 41 here in October. So I grew up on the original 1987 cartoon. So I grew up on the 87 cartoon, and then as a teenager, I think I was like 18 when the 03 series rolled around. Yeah, I was 18. So I would catch that on Saturday mornings sometimes, and I freaking love that. That was so dope. I love like how much darker and grittier that was. And oh man, I want to go watch it right now just talking about it. And then when I was 21, I started collecting the Mirage comics because as a kid too, like I had that original NES game, so I was obsessed with the artwork, which is, if you follow my channel, whatever, I'm making those turtles from that cover art by Michael Dooney. So I was obsessed with that artwork on that, and I remember looking at it and being like, I don't know why they gave them all red, and in my child brain, I didn't think, oh, they're all Raphael like some weirdos think. I was like, no, obviously, I was like, for some reason, they just gave them all red bandanas, but it looks so much cooler. It looked so much more, I'm going to just say it, they look way more badass with all red bandanas. So sorry for cursing there. So yeah, when I was 21, I started collecting the Mirage comics. I started buying like turtles again, like on eBay, like old vintage Playmates Ninja Turtles. I bought like a box of them. I got a huge box for like $50. Man, I don't know what happened to those, but yeah. So then a few years later, this was like, what, 2009, I want to say, when I bought that box of vintage Playmates Ninja Turtles. And I don't know what happened to them. I really wish I knew. I think I moved out of a place, and I don't know if I like gave the box to my roommate's child or what, but anyway, I don't have those Playmates turtles anymore. And then 2008, 2009, I want to say 2009, 2010-ish, I got the word somehow, somewhere about Neca making those comic turtles. And at that point, like, I didn't know anything about collecting or anything like that, but I tried to hunt those down, but I was looking in all the wrong places, so I never found them. Little did I know that they were in comic book shops. At that time, I didn't really know where there was any comic book shops or anything. This was pre-internet, pre-iPhone for me. I don't think I had an iPhone until a few years later. So anyway, I had no idea that those turtles were in comic book shops, and I was looking at toy stores. I think at the time we still had KB Toys like in my mall, and I was looking there, and so I never found them. And then a couple years later, I think it was 2011, I got the black and white set. I feel like my time's off here. Anyway, I got the black and white set first, and then later on I got the colored versions, and then I started buying all the bootlegs and making customs out of them. So around 2010-ish, that's when I discovered custom action figures. So everyone was making, customs of other Ninja Turtle characters to go with these Neca turtles. And that's how I got into custom action figures, because at the time you could get Marvel Legends, but the only articulated Ninja Turtles were those Neca comic turtles. I discovered like all the custom Neca turtles and repaints and all that stuff, and people making like Bebop and Rocksteady out of Marvel Legends. I got into all that through the Foosh, and then later on, around 2012, Instagram hopped on there and discovered that whole world of toy photography, articulated comic book art, building dioramas and toy photography, all that fun stuff. And yeah, that's how I got into collecting. I learned how to make custom action figures from watching Anthony's Customs. So he was like the first customizer that I think I found on YouTube. And then I got into like Glenn Webb, Craig Warwick, all the OGs, the OG customizers, Jin Seotome. I don't know if I'm saying that right. But yeah, all those OG customizers, they're the guys that I learned through their tutorials and stuff like that. So my first like 4 years of collecting, this was before Neca had put out the cartoon turtles in 2017, right? So before that, we were just making whatever Ninja Turtle characters we could out of Marvel Legends, and that was super fun. And I still I want to go back and start doing that again because I always had fun doing that. Like, even though we have Neca figures and stuff like that and other companies that have decently articulated turtles and bad guys and everything, it's still fun to take those vintage Playmates parts and use them with Marvel Legends and stuff. That's actually something I'm planning on doing. Like, I want to take a OG 87 foot soldier, the parts from that, like the head and the gauntlets on the arms and stuff, and I want to make a Marvel Legends foot soldier here pretty soon. A couple other legendary customizers for me, obviously Punker Mike. He's been a huge inspiration for me and a lot of people in the community. He's got some great customs and stuff. Speedly, I can't remember if it's just Speedly or something else. I don't remember exactly what he went by, but he has got like old school Ninja Turtle videos. And he was like wicked good at sculpting. He would make the craziest looking Ninja Turtles, like fantasy type Ninja Turtles. Death Limbo 87, he's a super cool dude. I used to talk to him on Instagram back in the day, and he makes some really good customs as well. He has one of them. He's like a battle damaged Leonardo that's got millions and millions of views on YouTube. Just to mention a couple more, I think Highmore Studios he was really good at sculpting and stuff. He had a killer Mirage shredder, Usagi Yojimbo. He's got some really nice work. Plastic Playhouse. Did I mention Plastic Playhouse? He's just an insane freaking sculptor. And Kevlar Polish. I can't remember if I'm saying that right. He was really good at sculpting as well. And then finally, there's one more that was on my mind. Who was it? Zelu 84 or Zelu 1984, and he actually sculpted NECA's cartoon version of April, the second one, the one that actually looked really good. Every now and then I like to hop on YouTube and the Figure Realm, the Foosh, and I like to just go and look at those old customs from all the OGs. The great Ninja Turtle customizers from back in the day, from before we had like NECA and all these other companies that are making articulated turtles now. Back in the day when we only had the Mirage comic turtles, there was a lot of really good customizers that made killer work that still inspire me. I like to go back and look at that old work, all those old custom figures from all the OGs, man. So shout out to all the OGs. Thank you guys for being so inspiring for me. Oh, dude, Vic Vines. I forgot about Vic Vines. He was a killer customizer and a super cool dude as well. If you guys are fans of custom action figures, especially custom Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle action figures, try to look for like mid-2010s, early 2000s customs and stuff. There's so many great customizers from back in the day that made great work that still inspire me to this day. You know, I would love to hear from you guys, like, what's your story with Ninja Turtles? What's your story with collecting? What's your story with toy photography or diorama building? Like, let me know in the comments. Anybody that watched my channel make custom action figures? Do you make custom Ninja Turtles? Like, do you like doing repaints? What are you into? What do you collect? Ninja Turtles is not the only thing that I collect. I also collect a little bit of Marvel Legends, and back in the day I was really into collecting Transformers and everything. And now that NECA's like stepping out of the game and all these other companies have to step out, so it's only going to be Mattel making Ninja Turtles, I'm hoping I can start collecting other things as well. Like growing up, I was really into Transformers, Beast Wars. Beast Wars was my thing, dude. I loved that series. And I actually just started watching that again on Tubi, and it's really making me want to collect those YOLO Park figures. Those are sick. Also into Power Rangers, like in the early 90s, like everybody else. And then after Power Rangers, it was Spider-Man, the 90s animated series. And then we had the Batman 90s animated series, X-Men. Dude, all the good stuff from the 90s. I was into Street Sharks, which is just a straight rip-off of Ninja Turtles, but they're super cool, super fun. Biker Mice from Mars, and then Toxic Crusader, dude, all this other stuff. It's not just Turtles for me, but like Turtles is my number one. And that's the last, I don't know, 6-7 years. That's all I've been collecting is Ninja Turtles, because how it's like blown up, like with the 6-inch articulated figure lines and everything. And NECA, you know, ever since 2017 when they made the cartoon Turtles, it just like blew up, and then everyone was making Turtles. At first, no one was making Turtles when I first started collecting. And then now, like, everyone was, and it was really hard to collect everything. Like, I had to pick and choose. I couldn't buy everything. My wife would murder me. So, you know, I've had to make sacrifices and everything. But for the most part, as long as I have my cartoon Turtles and I have my comic Turtles, like, I'm happy. I don't need the movie stuff. I don't need, you know, I really just need, like, the cartoon and the comic, and I'm good. And now I can start collecting other things now that NECA's like pausing the brakes. I would like to get the movie stuff again. I did have that stuff and I got rid of it. I had to make a sacrifice. So, but you know, if the opportunity arose again, I'd start collecting the movie line again if I could. But I don't know how hard it's going to be to get Neca stuff for a while. I have no idea what's going to happen, you know. Did kind of flood the market, so like that stuff is out there. So I'm kind of hoping that even after they're done, that prices don't skyrocket. I really hope not. I don't see that happening because they've really flooded the market. But at the same time, scalpers, scalpers, bro. So Ninja Turtles are obviously my first love. My second love is Usagi Yojimbo, Miyamoto Usagi. I'm obsessed with him just as much as Turtles. I love collecting those comics, and I feel like there's not a lot of good Usagi figures. Like Neca did that 4-pack for the Year of the Rabbit, and I didn't like how they were using the small, tiny cartoon Usagi for the comic version. I feel like Usagi should be taller. He's an adult rabbit, so I didn't really care for that. I did like their latest release, that Samurai Usagi that came out with the Stan Sakai Turtles. I love that one. That one's great. But I want like the normal version is in his normal attire. So that's just a samurai version. I want the normal version, dude. So I'm gonna start making customs of Usagi again and his universe and other characters from that universe. But man, it would be so cool if Neca, since they couldn't do Turtles anymore, I don't know if they could possibly make more figures from the Usagi Yojimbo universe, dude. I would be so geeked. I'd be ecstatic. That'd be freaking so sick. I start opening up more of my stuff. I have so many figures and well, I guess they're like vehicles. Like I have like the vintage mutant module. I've got the Technodrome and stuff. I want to open those up, so I'll probably open those in separate videos as well. And when I get a chance, I want to pick up a couple of the, what are they called? The foot cruisers. I want to do a couple of repaints of those just to have them in the background for, you know, use them as props for toy photography and stuff. So I can do a couple of repaints, get a blue one and a red one, and just use that for toy photography props. So hoping to do that in the future here pretty soon. And I need to get back to work on building some dioramas. I want to make like some terrain dioramas so I can start getting some Usagi Yojimbo toy photography, and I want to get into stop motion, start making stop motion, and start building onto my diorama universe. So I've been building that street for a really long time, but I need to make a sewer. I need to make a few other things. I don't want to just have that. I want to do a Technodrome as well, so I can, you know, I have the Technodrome, the vintage one that I can use for a toy photography prop for the outside, but I want to make a couple of rooms that are like inside the Technodrome. Not necessarily cartoon accurate, just ones that I can use also for like Mirage photos and stuff like that. So I'm definitely, these joints are all like really, really tight on these figures. So I'm gonna get the hairdryer out and heat them up before I start moving them around. I know a lot of people get mad when they have to do that, but for me, I would rather have to heat a figure up to loosen it up than to get loose joints, because it's way more of a pain to have to try to tighten joints than to loosen them. So I know there's probably like a ton of different methods, but if you do have loose joints, what I use to tighten them up is the Pledge floor cleaner. I haven't had to do that in a really long time, but I think I might have a couple figures that have loose joints. I don't remember. Oh, those custom heads. They need a lot more work. I'm putting that off for a little bit. All right, so I've been babbling on for way too long. I got these figures open. They look great. I'm gonna end this video right here. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys later. Peace.
is having a He is having a He is having a